Hello there, this is Cindy at cindybdesigns.com. Thank you for joining me today. I just threw together some cards. I really didn't have a plan, and we're doing four today, but I'm pulling in a bunch of different products that would just end up by the wayside if I didn't pick them up and use them. And I wanted to play around with the Sweet Collection a little bit because I don't have it, and it's a Thoughtful Journey Sweet Collection on pages 46 and 47 of the annual catalog. And I'm bringing in the memories in more cards that coordinate with that Sweet Collection, and beautiful colors and patterns, very watercolory again. There's Daffodil Delight in the Sweet Collection, but also Cajun Craze, Calypso Coral, Wild Wheat, Mossy Meadow, Pretty Peacock, and Fresh Freesia. I also brought in Gorgeous Grape for one of my card bases, but I love the patterns and designs in these cards, and you get 4x6s and 3x4s, but there is not a sticker sheet in here. So I did use the cards and combined some of the sentiment cards in with the with what I did make. That is my favorite pattern right there, that striped one. And I use that in two of our cards. But there's print in the background and kind of notebook paper, watercolor splotches, script print on top of it, lots of geometric shapes, then places where you can stamp a sentiment in the card on the bottom there. I think what I just showed you would make a great Christmas card. Those two cards right there, my favorite combination with the script and the notebook and those colors. And I really wish I would have done something with that, but you'll see it on the blog sooner or later, or it'll be in a video somewhere down the line, because again, I really do like that. So you get a good combination of our subtles and our regals in here. And like I said, very watercolory. I just like the patterns and everything about it. I wasn't too sure about the Sweet Collection because simply I just have a ton of flowers on board and wanted to, really utilize what I do have. So I brought in one of our new ephemera packs, and that is called, what is it called? Something for Everything. And you get there's 8 sheets in there. They're not sticky. They're perforated. You just basically punch them out. And coffee cups, cactuses, frames, sun, fish, ice cream cones. It covers a lot. We are using 2 of the balloons and that banner there in our first card. And I'm also bringing in the Calming Creek cards and envelopes along with the Sunny Springs. And I'm going to use that one pattern that we just pointed to on our first card. And then the Night of Navy pattern right there, that is also going to be used on our first card. And that comes from the Calming Creek. One stamp set and only one sentiment this time, again on the first card, and that is from Simply Said, and it is going to be our birthday card. So we are going to get started doing all of that. I have a very vanilla thick card base, and I cut down those 2 cards bases from the cards and envelopes packs to size, and all of that will be over on the blog at cindybdesigns.com. There's going to be a link underneath this blog post taking you directly, not the blog post, YouTube description, taking you directly to that blog post so you don't have to go hunting for it. And I got everything lined up on the card like I wanted it to be, and got my sentiment lined up on the Stamparatus. I am still in the market trying to find something to replace this. You saw me use a Misty a couple weeks ago. I am so used to that 7x7 square. I'm having a hard time getting used to the Misty. And plus, it's very, very lightweight, and I'm used to something more heavy. So I got that sentiment down, and all you're going to see me do now is just pretty much, rearrange everything on here and get it adhered. When I get to the bow, I'll talk about that. So I'm looking at Altenew. What's the other one? Waffle flower, because I like the sticky mats that they have in there. And there's one other one that I'm looking at, and I think it's Spellbinders. Um, that seems to have what I'm looking for that the Stamparatus had, and the sticky mat, plus the square, and it looks really solid too. So I think I might be, I'm, I'll give that one a try first off the bat. So I got the bottom panel down with liquid adhesive, or no, a seal, and the top panel down with Stampin' Dimensionals. I have two minis on the top of the balloons, getting them adhered together a little bit with liquid adhesive. Because remember, I got the Stampin' Dimensionals on that blue card panel there, and so I want to keep my height all even. I'm going to go ahead and get that laid down, and I'm putting down glue where it's right on top of the blue cardstock there. So I grab in this basic black and white buffalo check ribbon, which I thought was really cute at first, and it kind of added a nice little pop. And then I realized it's a little bit too thick for me, and I do end up changing that out. That's coming up real quick. And I had to sneak in a little dimensional underneath the ties there of the balloons, just to keep that up. And so that's what that was looking like so far. Then I realized I hated it. Pulled in some black and white twine from a couple years ago, and to me, that's a staple. I keep it. It is black and white. Added dimensionals to the back of our little banner there. And I'm going to pop that on the front and bring in some ombre matte decorative dots. I did 2 old olive and 1 calypso coral because I needed to even out the green with the calypso coral, that rule of 3 thing. So for this card here, I think this one just turned out to be a hot mess. And again, super simple. I'm using the 4x6 Memories and More cards on that. And I brought in some of our basic black essential twine, wrapping that around there. Going to adhere that to the back with Scotch tape. And then pop that onto the card base with Stampin' Dimensionals. Now what I do try to do here, and I'm just going to fumble my way all through it, and then I'll go back to talking about, the new stamping tool I'm looking for, is I tried to tie a bow once I got that adhere down. So I end up messing with that bow a lot, and it just did not turn out whatsoever. And I ended up cutting it and putting a knot on the side. So that's it for that card. And I didn't even pop any embellishments down or anything, because by that time, when you get so frustrated and so tired with something, you're like, I'm just done. And so, yeah, I was done. So I took a quick look again at that Spellbinders one, and it is a stencil and stamping tool, which has like a template, kind of like the side hinge swing door that you see on the Stamparatus. Okay, and I had to cut that off because I'm all over the map today, because I messed up my measurements. And again, I'll get back to the tool, but when I throw stuff together like this, I have it all on my desk and I don't have anything in my brain. And my biggest measuring tool is pretty much a pencil and my head and eyeballing it. So that's that disaster bow I'm trying to work out right now. And it seems to be taking forever, even though it's sped up 4 times, so who knows. And this is where, okay, I'm just like done. But back to the Spellbinders one. There's like hooks and clips where you can put in your stencil on the sticky mat and it stays. And go check it out. I might leave a link in the blog post if I remember to do that, because I'm really behind right now, because we started our third card. I have a pretty peacock card base, and our next 2 are going to be top folding A2. The first 2 were landscape. And I cut a piece of soft seafoam down to 4 by 5.5, because that's going to be in the center of the card base from top to bottom. I ran out of adhesive, and that's just a quick show you, hey, how quick it is to change that. And then for this one, I just cut down the cards a 1/4 inch. Like each card across is going to be 3 3/4, and then the length is going to pretty much vary because I knew the bits and pieces I wanted to get in there. I started with this one by making sure that I had the sentiment that I'm dealing with right now. I had that framed in the center, not in the center of the card, so to speak, but the sentiment itself inside the Memories More card, that was framed how I cut it down. Clear as mud. So I got the bottom down, then the top down, and then I went to get my favorite piece of cardstock down there too. So did that. And this is where I bring back in that ribbon, and I'm just going to do a cheat and wrap it around in between those two. Put it down with some Scotch tape. And that bow that I cut off from the first card of the balloons that was just too bulky, I recycled it for this one. And then pretty much just, grab a glue dot and then pop that on the front. And then to embellish this with fresh freesia, what are these called? Adhesive Back Pearl Trio. And these embellishments do coordinate with that Thoughtful Journeys Memories of More card pack and the Sweet collection. And that is going to be adhered to the card base with Stampin' Dimensionals. And then that card will be completed. So for next Saturday's video, you'll definitely want to check back with me. It might come up more closer to Saturday evening or maybe even Sunday at noon. But I will really, really aim for Saturday. And that's because I'm getting a lot of new holiday products in on Thursday. And I want to be able to go through that and put it together a little bit and go through it with you so you can check out my haul and maybe do a project or two together. So yeah, definitely come back for that. They may not be, super elaborate or anything like that, but they may be even concept art cards. Who knows? But it'll just give you, a nice peek a month in advance for you. So for our last card, top folding A2 Highland Heather card base, I took a piece of Highland Heather cardstock and embossed that through the painted textures folder. And again, grab my favorite embossing, not embossing, but my card there, popped it on the top. And there's really no measurements here. I just took the cards and made them work for me pretty much. And Stampin' Dimensionals on the back of that, I cut down the mat to go with the 3x4 card there. And I'm just going to adhere that to the front. And we are done. I'm not going to embellish that with anything at all because I don't think it needs it. Just really, really simple. I think all these cards are pretty simple. They're easy to do. And I hope that you enjoyed today's video. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe. And leave me a comment. And please let me know what you would like to see in the future. Products, classes, anything like that, techniques. So again, thank you for stopping by. Have a great weekend. And I will see you again next week with new products.